always want to go to like a really nice grocery store. You know what I'm talking about? Where they have the lights a little bit lower. It doesn't look as
romantic,
huge and white. You know, like it's not
sexy.
And then they got like the better music that's always playing. There's always some kind of like brown theme going on. Like they got like nice like flooring and then the stands are nice, and they usually have like a little coffee shop in there too. Like take me to the nice grocery store every once in a while.
I get it. You don't like the grocery store that I take you to, but they're open 24 hours. God damn it.
I do not like it. It looks like a hardware store. Literally just a big old hardware store.
I like a grocery store where you can tell the clientele doesn't use coupons.
Thank you. I'm still going to use them, but it's not as pertinent.
Yeah.
Right.
There's a rewards card. There's a rewards card, not your coupons.
Coupons? All right. So we are back. Episode 4.
Yo, welcome to episode 4 of Everyone Sucks Here.
That is, you realize episode 4, that means it's a full month. We made it a full month. Can you believe that?
I can't believe it.
That by the time this comes out, this has existed for a month. 1/12 of a year. We are making...
Don't use your math on me.
Yeah, please stop this.
Sir.
Sir, we don't math here.
This is Everyone Sucks Here with Sam, Sushi, and AJ. That is us, your lovely hosts. We are here back to read you some more Am I the Assholes? We're going to dumpster dive a little bit more into some Craigslist misconnections, and we're going to finish up with some relationships. And we're going to read, we're going to riff, we're going to laugh, we're going to put our thoughts out there.
Depending on what AJ picks, we might get angry.
Yeah, I told you I'm trying to keep it lighter this time. This time I'm trying to keep it lighter. I got some funnier ones, or at least things that aren't so deep and heavy. If you guys are listening on iTunes, if you're listening on Spotify, if you're listening on YouTube, thank you for tuning in. Whatever you listen to us on, leave us a comment, like it, subscribe, do whatever you're doing. We're trying to build this up. We want to keep putting these out there. And if you guys want to be a little bit more involved, be sure to follow the Everyone Sucks Here podcast on Twitter. It's literally ESH podcast on Twitter. And you guys can, you can leave us comments, you can leave us messages. And on top of that, if you have stories that you want to submit, like weird relationship things or Am I the Asshole stories, you can email us directly it's everyonesucksherepodcast@gmail.com. We're down to read your stuff. We'll put it out there. We can keep your names, anonymous, however you want to do it, whatever. We got you. We're still getting our flow, getting our format going, but join our ridiculous conversation here. I think that'd be fun. I think, we're all about that.
We have advice and tips to give, God damn it, and we want to give them to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it may not be very good, but it's ours.
Yeah. Let me give you my tip.
And we stand by that.
Exactly. We want to give you these tips, all right? So
yeah.
We want to point and laugh at your life, okay?
Okay, but that's the truth. Give me something to laugh at. Let's go.
I want to laugh at you, not with you.
So why don't we start off? Sam, you start us off this week. Yeah.
Why me?
Because 2 weeks ago it was sushi, then I started last time.
Oh,
so
God.
It's up to you.
How do you keep track of these things, AJ?
Just got a good memory.
way better than my memory.
And I have to edit these and listen to them.
Oh, so. Yeah. Okay, this is very true. AJ's been doing a really good job at editing our podcast.
I know, right?
And putting everything together. So thank you for that, AJ.
Mm-hmm. I'm bowing, but
that's the last time I'm gonna.
So it looks like I'm just.
That's the last time I'm gonna appreciate you. You get no more encouragement from me. Okay, I think I have a pretty good one. Let me put this over here. I got like 3 monitors going on, and I can't figure out which one's the better one.
we literally have one monitor dedicated entirely to sushi. She gets her like we got an asshole monitor for Sam, an asshole monitor for me, and then Sushi just gets her own monitor. So
in the middle.
Right in the middle,
I mean, you can shrink it a little bit.
No.
Oh, okay.
What was that?
We're like this is our studio. You're here.
Okay.
We're all in the studio together.
All I'm hearing is 4th monitor. That's all I'm hearing.
Please, someone donate a vertical monitor for me. I would love that.
We need symmetry.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes. All right. So, are you ready for some Am I the Asshole?
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
I don't know, but we're doing it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for refusing to give back the donations after canceling my wedding?
Whee!
My fiance and I were supposed to get married in 2 weeks. However, I've been going through a rough time this month, and today has been one of those days. First, my fiance broke his leg while at work, which required surgery. Then he was fired, and we were both required to work at Walmart to sustain ourselves. Luckily, we have raised over $25,000 for the generous early donations received from relatives. This helped us enormously. We were able to pay for my fiance's medical expenses, for new furniture, and for therapy for both of us after being emotionally damaged. After having a thoughtful conversation with my mother and fiance, I decided to cancel my wedding and reschedule it once we regain financial stability. I'm now being attacked by my own family and friends for refusing to give back their money since I did not use it as promised. I am so hurt that they considered using the donations for health reasons as in bad faith. I understand their anger because most of them had to change their plans to attend my wedding, but I'm still upset at them for not understanding what I've been going through. I promised them that I'm going to reschedule my wedding and we will reopen our money funds for any further gifts since we lost most of the money. I am now being bombarded by calls and hate messages from my own family and friends and don't know what to do. Do you guys think that I am the asshole in this situation?
I mean, yes, because that's not, what is it called? Oh God.
Kosher?
Not kosher, but like,
false advertising?
it's just not, it's not party rules, like whatever that's fucking called. Etiquette. It's not proper etiquette.
Okay, yeah.
There we go. Yeah, you have to give it back. You didn't have a wedding that was in trust that you're going to have a wedding. And I don't know how else, like, what else am I supposed to say? Yeah, that's weird. Give it back, dude.
So, okay, I think for one, I have a lot of weird questions for this because I'm kind of like, okay, so he broke his leg while at work, which required surgery, right? But then you both had to get therapy for being emotionally damaged from this. Like, I'm just curious, like, what happened to this dude's leg that was so, like, I can understand maybe there's like a real trauma that could be an emotional thing. Maybe he can't walk on it or lost it or whatever the fuck. But like, what that we both need therapy because he broke this leg. Like, I don't understand. I guess that part I'm kind of not understanding. Like, where did that come from? You know, like, or is that just some other thing that you guys have an issue?
It could be like she's not giving enough information on that end because she also says so we paid for the fiance's medical expenses for new furniture and for therapy. So was the surgery that bad that they needed to get him maybe like certain
what kind of special furniture like
it doesn't that much. I've had all that. So I had an accident a few years back and I had to buy like orthopedic furniture, basically like stuff you'd see in like an elderly home, something like that. It doesn't cost that much. No. It's certainly under. It's less than a few $100s.
Well, like, I mean, I can
see. Not gonna be $25,000.
I mean, I can see.
No. Like the shower safety things.
Yeah, I can see where maybe the medical bills were racked up, depending on what kind of
work does he have?
Leg
because, like,
injury he had.
On top of that, but like, what kind of job is he? Is he a contractor? Because if he's working for a corporation or a company, do they not have like
workers' comp?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that is true. He did break his leg at work.
You know, where is this?
Yeah, what is his job?
What is this? Like that all of this happened. So I'm kind of confused about all that, but also like you said, like this money. Like, yeah, it that sucks that you ended up with all these bills or whatever. But again, these like people getting mad at you for canceling the wedding. I can understand them being like annoyed with like, oh fuck, I took time out of my job to take off for this or whatever. Yeah. I can understand that. I'm not gonna get fucking mad at somebody though if like they can't go through a wedding because they're literally like someone's leg broke and they're dealing with that and they got to reschedule it. I get that, but like. The money thing, yeah, that's tricky because like that money wasn't for that. That money was for this wedding. That money was for this. And do you is she gonna be like when they do get married? Is she gonna be like, hey, don't give us anything? If she does that, would that be a big difference?
Yeah, money again, right?
So my thing is, okay, so they put out. I'm assuming what they did, because she never blatantly says, hey, we set up this fucking GoFundMe for our wedding or something like that. She just says that, generous donators gave them up to $25,000, right? They raised $25,000. Yeah. First of all, you don't need a wedding that costs $25,000. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But regardless, I'm pretty sure he didn't anticipate breaking his leg and needing to do all these other things. Now, maybe I need a little bit more context in the whole, why was there new furniture? Is it because of the surgery? Did he need special furniture to accommodate him in his own home? What was the therapy? What happened emotionally? Was it just a drawn out workman's comp? I feel like there's not enough context there for me, because if she's saying
was it physical therapy?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But why would she need it? Because it says for both of us.
Maybe she needs to be taught how to care for him now. Maybe I don't have enough context there. But my thing is, if I maybe gave you a couple $100 for your wedding, and then you tell me that dude broke his leg, has to have surgery, got to do this, got to do that. If you're already raising money for a wedding, I'm gonna assume that you don't have money. And of course, if this is United States, healthcare system, we already know you probably don't have the fucking money for this, right? So if you need to use that money for that instead of a wedding, I'm okay. I personally am okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. But I can't see people being angry at canceling the wedding and then asking, hey, give me my money back because you're not having the wedding. Maybe instead of saying, hey, we canceled the wedding, maybe she should have outright said, we have to reschedule.
That's the thing.
Is the wedding canceled? I'm confused.
I'm okay with it. If they keep the money, if they're not trying to do something later on and ask for more. That's the big difference.
As long as she doesn't ask for more money, I am okay with that. I'm okay with her that money going to help him get health care. I'm okay with that.
So I did see.
But don't ask for money again.
There is an edit. There is an edit. It says, apologies for not having the time to participate in this thread. I had a long discussion with my family members, and unfortunately, the issue has not yet been resolved. In fact, it has only gotten worse. I have also received tons of DMs, which were mostly filled with hate, but also got some support. Thank you for everyone who supported me in the DMs and comments. Your kind words truly mean a lot. Also, as much as I'm pleased to hear that some of you want me to open a GoFundMe page, I don't think it is allowed. I would not be fine with taking your hard-earned money. Your support and kind words are honestly more than enough for me at the moment. Please do consider donating to charity on my behalf instead. This also includes you people who wasted your cash to put toilet paper and face palm on my post. Is that extra on Reddit? I will try my best to keep the interested ones updated and make an effort to read all the comments. So maybe we didn't get enough context. I would have loved a little bit more context. Obviously people don't want to get into maybe some medical issues or things, but if you're, I don't know. If you're not going to ask for more money in the long run, then I don't personally see a problem in that. Maybe people realize that she had raised $25,000 and we're thinking, wow, that you blew through all that, I don't know.
It looks like a lot of people in these comments are actually saying, it looks like a lot of them are saying you're the asshole. Nobody donated $25,000 to my life sucks, his legs broke, and we need therapy and furniture fund. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of, it seems like overwhelmingly a lot of people are saying that they are the asshole here.
So here's the thing too, and the reason why I brought up the whole $25,000 for a wedding thing. I do see a lot of comments that say first of all, you're the asshole because you expected other people to pay for your wedding. If you can't afford a wedding, just get married at the court. You don't need a wedding. No one needs a wedding. And if you need a wedding, your own fucking parents can pay for it, or you can work 3 extra jobs and you can pay for it there. I would have to, you would have to be my absolute best friend in the world for me to give you money to have a wedding. If I knew you really wanted that, but in the end, I really don't want to pay for your wedding. And the same that I don't want to pay for your baby shower. I don't want to.
It's a luxury. At the end of the day,
a luxury.
It's a luxury item, and it's the same thing like look, we were talking last week with the restaurants or whatever. It's a luxury. Like if you can't afford it, don't go. If you can't afford to have a wedding, don't go, because at the end of the day, what's the more important thing? You're fucking getting married or this show that you're putting on for everybody. So like, if you can afford it, go for it. Have fun. Go have a blast. But yeah, it's paying for other people's weddings is kind of a shitty thing, or forcing people to pay for your wedding is a shitty thing to do.
So I guess
especially since that the money that people are giving them, it shouldn't be necessarily for the wedding. It's intended to be for them to start their lives, like a down payment on a house and furniture and like whatever. Like that's not really what the money's for. If you straight up cannot afford that wedding, then you're gonna leave negative or flat in terms of money. And what's the point of the wedding? The point of the wedding is to like get things to start your household and a little nest egg and investments and whatever. I'm just very confused. I don't know.
Yeah. So reading back through really quickly at the end here, she does say, I promised them that I'm going to reschedule my wedding and we'll reopen our money funds for any further gifts since we lost most of the money. So now I am kind of changing it because, like, first of all, how do you lose most of the money? Yeah. You don't just lose money.
No, I didn't catch that part when you read it the first time.
So yeah, I guess this did confirm that she intends to open up the money funds for any further gifts. So yeah, I change it now.
Definitely 100% the asshole.
I change it now. Like I'm changed. Like I would have loved to have heard extra context about like what kind of injury was this, and now both of you have to work at Walmart to sustain yourself, and I guess the new furniture didn't need any more context. A lot of people in their comments are like,
whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, a lot of people also probably caught that, like they saw the edits and shit too. So yeah, that's the whole like the fact that she's literally got $25,000 and is going to ask for more money. Now, fuck you. You done. Like, that's too much. Like, you're the asshole. So that's my take.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are we all agreeing that she is the asshole here?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sushi, you wanna take us to the next one here?
Oh, do I? Okay, I'm gonna read the Kevin one.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm so excited.
Okay, am I the asshole for calling all men Kevin? I'm the only woman, I know it's so good. I'm the only woman in my workplace of about 50 people. Mostly, this is okay, except for the sales team. They're the jocks, you know it. They're mostly younger men who will turn anything into one of two things, a dick measuring contest or a very obnoxious joke. They have jumped on the Karen meme with both feet, both hands, and a duck. The only issue is that they don't use the name Karen to talk about someone who's behaving in that snobbish, I want to speak to your manager way. They use it for all women. Women standing in line, Karen. Hairdresser full of women, Karen. Older woman getting on the bus, old Karen. Couple of female kids, looked about 8 or 9, in their brownie uniform doing litter picking with a group, little Karens. Oh, fuck these guys. Resultantly, all women equal Karen, and Karen equals deserving of ridicule and mockery. And thus we have ended up with all women equals deserving of ridicule and mockery. And I ignored it at first, figuring that it wouldn't last long and they'd move on to something new as they normally do. But it's been months and they're still doing it. An attempt at a lighthearted convo I tried with one of them, pointing out that maybe it was problematic, got me, unsurprisingly, called a Karen. So I started calling all men Kevin whenever I'm in earshot of one of them, including them. And when I'm referring to them, I really go all out. Like, make it a really loud nasal whine and draw the word out. Is this Sam? Is this about Sam?
Oh, I didn't realize that I wrote this.
Did you write this?
I'm pretty sure I wrote this.
Yeah, you did. Especially if they're pissed off about losing a sale. Oh, is Kevin having a bad day? That was my Sam impression. Hopefully I nailed it.
Is Kevin having a bad day?
There you go. There you go. This apparently is a lot funnier than their Karen line, so other people have picked it up and run with it. So now sales are pissed and telling me I'm the asshole. I don't think I am, and I'm planning on letting it run for maybe a week or so after they drop the Karen thing. Then I'll drop it. Am I the asshole? Management are as useful as an underwater hairdryer.
Per usual.
So I've done sweet fuck all throughout all of this. Job hunting is underway, but nothing so far. Okay, so there is an edit, so let's discuss and I'll get to the edit.
Okay. So basically, these dudes call everybody Karen.
Yep.
And then they get upset because they get a nickname.
Yep.
And they can't handle it.
Oh,
and
man.
Can't handle it.
Oh, man, that sounds familiar. And
Sounds like booby streamers.
Does sound like booby streamers. I do not believe that she is the asshole. I believe that
She's not the asshole.
she's not the asshole. She literally came to them and was like, yo, stop this shit. It's fucking annoying. And they were like, oh, is Karen upset? And so she literally took matters into her own hands and gave them a taste in their own fucking medicine. And they can't handle it.
Yeah, no, that's...
Not only is she not an asshole, she's my hero.
Right? I want to meet this woman. I want to meet me because I wrote this.
She needs to be on this podcast. Can we get her?
I can't imagine having like such. I mean, I guess low self-esteem or whatever the fuck these dudes have, where somehow how can you look at this and be like, it's okay to call all women Karen, but it's not okay for them to get called Kevin? Like, come on, what are they complaining about? Like, what's their complaint? Are they literally saying like I want to hear them try to defend themselves?
Right.
You know, like, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear these guys go, no, it's different. Well, how? Explain it to me, because it's not.
Why? Because y'all are annoyed?
Yeah, like exactly. It's different because you're not belittling fucking everybody. Like, yeah.
These are the same type of guys who got a hold of the word simp and took it way too far. Now everything is the same, equals the same thing.
Oh my god, I hate
or white knight.
Yeah.
You know, these terms are used so much out of what they actually mean, to the point where every person is this. Every woman is a Karen. Every dude is a white knight or a simp. Like, this is just
these are definitely
much.
dudes that will literally call every dude a simp.
Yep.
Hands down. These are those dudes.
Yep. Man, she just gave me an idea. I'm going to steal this idea from her. Everyone's a Kevin now.
Everyone's a Kevin. See, you did write this post.
Yep. I did.
And the thing is, I guarantee there's other women that read this that are thinking the same thing, and it's just going to spread.
Like, damn.
Spread like a wildfire.
What an awesome idea. Now, you said there was an update, right?
Yeah.
There is an update.
Okay.
Are we ready to get into it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Edit. For info, we don't have an HR, or rather, we do, but it's a third party we've contracted out, and on such a cheapskate rate, pretty much all they do is handle payroll. We are an IT service provider, so we don't have customers or clients in the office most of the time. And while this is sort of back and forth is tolerated as banter, anything that's even hinted at a lawsuit would get me blacklisted from the industry. I'm nowhere near retirement age. I can't afford that. And yeah, I'll admit that I'm not a big fan of the sales team. While this is the longest running crap they've pulled, it's definitely nowhere near the most obnoxious. I get that. You feel kind of trapped and like you can't really do anything.
Yeah.
I get that.
Okay. So one of my first feelings was like, how the hell do you just act like this at work? How do you just act like this at work? Now, I fully understand that HR is not there for you.
No,
it is not.
It's never there for you.
Protect the company. They don't give a shit
HR
about
is
you.
there to protect the company, to protect them. They don't give a shit. They only care about maybe fixing your paycheck. If they're, they're useless. HR is useless. And I'm sorry, anybody who works in human resources, but no one ever goes to HR and gets a problem actually solved.
Half the time people go to HR and then they're the ones who lose their job because they talk too much. And
so,
you can't have that. They can't have that.
I fully understand her not being able to go to an HR. And especially since it's third party, they definitely don't give a flying fuck.
Also, I will say this, having worked in a lot of various different fields, and especially working for various companies where like I'll be in one part of it, but there is a sales team, whether it's for like, one thing or another. Sales team members are assholes. They're always assholes. Every time I've ever worked for because And I think it's like a power thing, because at the end of the day, you know, while everybody else is doing the job to maintain the company, the sales are the ones that are bringing the money into the company. Sales are the ones that are getting the money pulled in, and these people get a big head about it. They become untouchable. You know, they're the ones who they get the bonuses and all this bullshit. I've never worked for a company that has had a sales team that they weren't assholes in some way. So I could see this behavior at work easily, because these are the dudes that peaked in high school and then they got a job in sales.
Oh no.
Sorry to anybody who's in sales, but you know.
God. She's got a whole.
I'm not sorry if they act like that, though. There's nothing wrong with being in sales, but if you're acting like this,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, there's a different. I'm not talking about just a sales in general. I'm talking about these types of places where you work at a data place. I've worked in data centers, but we've had a sales team and things like that. And those are the people they're untouchable, and they're just like this. They're in this position where they don't think they can be brought down. No, you're a Kevin.
Don't be a Kevin. Don't be a Kyle ass Kevin.
Hey. So we can all agree
she is not
the asshole.
She is not the asshole.
The asshole.
Okay.
No.
She's my hero.
So I got one here, and this is one that will not make you guys mad, unlike all the other weeks.
He finally got one.
Yeah. So okay, here we go. Am I the asshole for watching Game of Thrones on an airplane?
Why would they be an asshole for watching Game of Thrones? Okay.
Apparently, we're about to find out.
All right.
2 days ago, I was on a long haul flight. I was sitting in an aisle seat. Since I haven't seen Game of Thrones yet, I was looking forward to binge watch the first season. I made myself comfortable and set up my tablet. An hour or two into watching, the woman 2 rows behind me tipped me on my shoulder and told me I need to turn it off immediately. A little bit confused, I asked why. She told me that her young son could see the show playing on my tablet and it's totally not suited for such young children because of the sex and violence involved in it. While I agree with that, I told her that I'm not going to turn it off. She then basically told me that I'm an asshole for not considering other people around me. Is she right? Now, there is an edit to this, but before I get to the edit, just based off of what you guys are hearing, what do you think?
I hate parents like this. I think this goes into the situation of grinding the coffee of 2 weeks ago, episode 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Parent your own child. It's not my job to take care of your whatever in the outside world. 2 aisles away, are they peeking through the chairs? What are you even seeing?
Yeah. Unless they're one of those parents that lets their child walk up and down the aisle and everyone's like, oh, fuck, here comes that kid again.
Right. What is that, an 11-inch screen? How big? What are they seeing?
Yeah. I hate this type of parent in the sense of, this is the type of parent who, you could be having a conversation 2 tables away and you say a cuss word and they're like, hey, there's children around. I don't give a fuck.
Oh my God.
Stay out of my conversation.
Yeah, you know how often
I don't give a fuck.
There's a pretty large park that walk the dogs through every now and then, right? And if we're talking and walking or whatever, I'm gonna do my best. If I'm walking by children playing on a playground, I'm not gonna be saying a bunch of shit. I'm gonna do my best to be polite, right? But if I'm talking and I say, oh man, fuck, and somebody's walking up behind me with their kids and they pull that shit, no, fuck you. I don't care. We're out in the fucking world. I'm not in your home. You're out in public right now. I'm gonna talk how I talk. You can explain to your kid why you think that's shit is a bad word. You can have that conversation with them. And this shit, these overbearing parents, it's that mentality of okay, well, nobody else matters but this. It's that's not how it works, dude. We all got our own lives. We're all doing our own thing. You teach your child, you tell them, hey, I don't want you watching that. How about you keep your child entertained on this flight? Because here's this edit. Let me read that real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to clarify a few things that were mentioned in the comments. 1, I was wearing headphones all the time.
Okay.
2, it was a flight with Swiss from Europe. This is how it's written, by the way. With Swiss from Europe to a city in the United States. The in-flight entertainment system offered various movies and TV shows that were also not suited for children. However, I have to admit that probably none of those were as bad as Game of Thrones. However, none of these shows were censored as far as I can tell. I'm not exactly sure where, aisle, middle, or window, the kid was sitting since it was behind me and I think they switched seats frequently. So again, this is you telling me this is like a transatlantic flight? You're going from Europe to the United States. That's a long
it is.
flight.
It's
I'm
at least 7
watch
hours.
My goddamn Game of Thrones. I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, and you're gonna leave me the fuck alone. Don't talk to me again. Never talk to me.
Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't look at me. I don't exist.
But like, this is like people got to be able to, like, you're sitting there for like 14 hours sometimes. These are long flights.
Yeah, depending on where in the United States he was flying, these are extremely long flights.
Yeah, like, do something, get your kids something that they can keep entertained with, that they're not like bouncing around and looking at other people's stuff. You teach your kid, hey, eyes over here. How about you teach your kid not to bother other people? My fucking parents say that shit to me.
Yeah.
Hey, don't bother them. They're living their fucking life. Okay, cool. Like, man, what a life lesson. That took fucking 5 seconds to learn. Like,
right. You really have to like focus on like your own circle. So I don't know. Maybe it'll change if I'm ever a parent, which probably won't happen, but I just can't understand someone saying something that's outside of their control is the problem, where you can very much take that child and be like, you know what? Eyes down here. Watch your Blue's Clues. Shut up. Here's your Twinkie. We're doing this over here. Don't pay attention to that. What could they even see? 2 aisles away, that's like what? At least 4 feet, 5 feet? How could they even see anything? I'm just confused.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, is there's definitely a difference between, me watching my tablet of something that's like Game of Thrones or has a lot of sex and nudity or violence and stuff like that, and the kid's sitting next to me, like I would feel uncomfortable. But he's not sitting next to me. You're 2 rows behind me. Why don't you mind your own fucking business?
That's a big thing. Yeah, like that's it would be a totally different story if this was like, okay, so yeah, he was right next to me the whole time, and I was watching fucking raw porn or going like that's the big difference there. But again,
Jesus Christ.
You shouldn't have to be that wary of everybody else to watch a fucking show. And I've always been kind of like, it's a fucking television show, like this whole idea of like, oh my God, this kid saw a fucking sex scene or saw like, first, is he like intently watching? How good of a view does this kid have? But like, he's not seeing all that much. Like,
and I feel like there were definitely a lot of things that the parents could have done or the mother could have done that didn't involve literally bothering OP, which was she could have traded seats with her kid. She could have asked the stewardess, like, hey, can I get another seat possibly? Something, anything. What are you doing? What are you doing to entertain this kid on this transatlantic flight? Now, I understand that, like, maybe telling a child, hey, don't look at that, is just going to make them want to look more. But that parent literally has all these options that don't involve speaking to OP and bothering somebody when it has something to do with that. Like,
yeah, and even then, like, just there's, okay, the way I go about things, right? Like, and which I would never go up to this person and say you need to do that anyway. But like, if for some reason I really felt like I had to, I'm not going to go up to somebody and be like, you need to do this, right?
Yeah.
At the most, I would probably say like, hey, is there any chance you could like swap seats or something with like me? I'll offer my seat. Like, I don't know if he's with anybody. Like,
yeah.
That way, like, he can't see it because you're behind. I don't know. Something like.
Solution.
Yeah, exactly.
Something.
Some sort of solution other than just like, hey, can you just. Or it's not even asking. That's the problem. She didn't even ask him. She literally said, do this. Like. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell people what they need to do on a fucking flight.
And, I'm trying to remember, like, a couple of flights that I've been on, and I don't honestly remember being able to really see into the seats in front of me. I don't really remember being able to see that.
Now, if he was in the aisle seat and the kid was in the aisle seat, you can peek around.
Okay, but two seats in
move
front
the kid
of
then.
Yeah, exactly.
And swap seats with the kid. Like have the mom swap seats with the kid. They move whatever the fuck.
So I'm thinking if he's old enough that he understands maybe not being able to a toddler's not going to watch a Game of Thrones scene and be like, oh my God, right? So obviously this kid has his own seat.
Yeah.
You can trade seats.
Yeah.
Trade seats.
And I always come back, I feel like I'm going to come back to this so much, but again, like, just don't talk to me on a plane, you know? Like, you know how many times I've seen someone do some shit that I didn't like or annoyed me on a plane? You know what I do? Fucking nothing. You sit there, you get on that miserable plane, and you fucking seethe in your hatred for however long you're there, and you get off that plane, and you complain about it later on. That's what you do in that situation.
Then you chug an entire glass of wine.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
you get off that plane, you find a bar, you chug a glass of wine, you get yourself a beer, and you complain later on, but just shut the fuck up and deal with it, because you know what? Nobody wants to be on that goddamn plane. We're all miserable. It all sucks. Just shut the fuck up. Don't talk to me. So no, not the asshole.
No, he's not the asshole.
All right, so we had some pretty good asshole ones this week.
Yeah, I think so.
like these.
Yeah.
I agree.
Oh, yeah.
I do got a misconnection here. We're gonna, as per usual, we'll take a little bit of a break from the darkness that is Reddit sometimes, and we're gonna go into some Craigslist misconnection just to lighten the mood a little bit here. I got one here. It's just a very simple one. Maybe we can make this connection happen. Okay, it's this was. Where was this? I try to look for these in different states everywhere. This was in Vermont. So it's to Morgan at Home Depot. So Morgan, if you're out there and you are in Vermont and you went to Home Depot, they say, maybe you could have helped me load my car tonight. You're really cute. You rung me up for flowers once too. I would like to be buying you flowers.
Oh God, Morgan, run! No,
Right.
Morgan, run!
Okay.
This one's really creepy. Morgan, don't listen to AJ.
No, okay. That was before I read it. Okay, like so. Now, first of all, there's something about like I don't like someone saying maybe you can help me load my car tonight. That seems weird to me. But also, something about like I would like to be buying you flowers. Like that's a dude who calls his mom mother. I love these misconnections though, where it's somebody who works at a store and they're like, and they just don't go back. Like, like I'm not condoning anybody to like, be flirting with the person who's just trying to do their job.
Don't stalk these retail workers.
But like, if you're getting rung up or something and you go, hey, long shot, but any chance I can get your number or whatever the fuck, do it then and there. Don't make this weird fucking creepy Craigslist thing, like
Weird.
I feel like there's anything that could have happened besides this. Like,
I can't wait for the day where we read an Am I the Asshole, where it's about a woman finding out that her significant other that she's dreadfully in love with has made a misconnection post on there calling for her attention, and it was the creepiest thing ever, and she never would have responded, but
oh my God,
somehow they ended up together anyway.
You just wrote a movie.
I did. Oh shit, nobody steal this idea from me. God damn it.
All right, Sam, what do you got? Misconnection.
Okay, so mine is also a retail worker. Mine is in Connecticut. Walgreens hottie.
Ooh, they spelled hottie with two T's and an IE. All right.
Yeah, that's how you spell hottie, isn't it?
Well, a lot of times you see these people, they'll spell it like if they're writing on Craigslist, they're just going to do the fucking Y.
Anyway.
Oh, ugh. Ew.
Okay, Walgreens hottie. You were changing price tags. I was playing music and shopping. We checked out... I don't know why I'm doing it in this voice. I don't know why I always read them in this voice.
Because they're all creepy.
We checked each other out a few times. I was cashing out and you came up front to help me. I didn't say anything there. Maybe I'll run into you here. Maybe if you went back to Walgreens, you run into her there.
Right.
Why are you on fucking Craigslist?
Like,
hey, dude, go back to the Walgreens. You know she fucking works there. Maybe you can say hi. Maybe don't be creepy on fucking Craigslist. What the fuck?
Yeah, here.
I want to know, like, okay, what kind of connection? What kind of connection
fuck,
do you
Connecticut?
have? What kind? Yeah, what the fuck, Connecticut? But what kind of
Well,
connection?
first of all, it's Connecticut, so...
What kind of connection do you have with somebody in the 7 to 8 seconds that you like are interacting with them in a store that you held on to it so much that like you had to go home and then you wrote this? Like, these are the type of people who like, pluck people's hair and try to build a shrine in their fucking closets and shit. Like This is the I was going through your garbage and I saw that you too use the same brand coffee filters as I do. So maybe there's something there. Like there's like 3 brands, dude. Fuck off.
Wow.
God.
What do you got?
Wow.
What do you got for us, Sushi?
Okay. So do you want 2 short blurbs or 1 longer post?
Oh God, of a misconnection?
Yeah.
I want a long one.
I want a long one too.
Long one.
Yeah, that's what she said. Okay.
I did say that.
Sometimes he's say that also. Everyone said that. Okay. Here we go. You see, we're just losing it now. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm 12.
We're grown adults. I promise.
Yeah. You seated next to me on the BX32 bus. I'm pretty sure that's like a Manhattan to the Bronx bus. I think that's what that means. You seated next to you. God, they're not speaking English properly. Great. I'm having PTSD. You seated next to you on the BX32. Hi, I saw you on seated. Is it like a poem? Maybe it's a poem. Is
it written like a haiku?
It might be a really long haiku. Okay, let me try to decipher this. I saw you on, seated next to me, admired you, looked into your eyes, felt connected to you. It is a poem.
Oh my God.
As you also looked at me, directly into my eyes, with your pearly white eyes. Oh my God.
Oh God.
You were wonderful. I wish we talked. I wish you didn't exit. I thought that said exist.
God.
Oh my God. Sorry. Oh God. This is Dexter. This is Dexter.
Dark. This is supposed to be the light hour.
I wish you didn't exist.
Yeah.
Oh God. Okay, so it said exit. I'm sorry, guys. I wish you didn't exit. I wish we were still next to each other. Reply if that's you. Okay, so I read it creepy, but it's kind of sweet.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're all creeps. I don't know.
So we have confirmed that a misconnection poem would have an effect on Sushi because she thought it was sweet. She saw that and...
All right, there you go, guys.
Wait, when's the last time you rode that bus? Is this about you? Like, I mean...
No! I hope not! No! First of all, I don't ride the bus, so... I'm not a bus gal. First and foremost. But no one's writing a poem about me.
Aw. I'm going to write a poem about Sushi.
Okay, yes.
I can't do it right now.
Yeah. I wish you didn't exist.
Jesus. Like, you were riding the bus and you smelled nice and I wish you didn't exist.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God, stop it. It's so gross.
Oh, God. Okay. That was...
Ooh.
Misconnections that is the true, like, that's not even like the dumpster dive. That's like you're scraping off the corner bottom of the dumpster. Like, it's after the dumpster's been emptied.
It's like all those juices at the bottom.
Yeah, like everything's leaked
into
it.
That's what Craigslist is.
And we're just kind of like...
So, like, sticking to the side.
Yeah, like we're
old newspapers.
Oh God, it is gross. So we'll see what else we get for next week with these, or maybe we'll dive into some of the crazy YouTube nonsense with that. So let's move on to our relationships. I was trying to keep it a little more lighthearted and wholesome this week. I wanted to have one that wasn't so infuriating
as you do somehow.
As I do, yeah. So this one I'm not saying it's like happy or anything, but it's not like, this is
devastating.
Yeah, it's not.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm ready for not devastating relationship advice.
Okay. So let me get this up here. And Sushi, you have one as well, I assume, right?
What is happening?
Okay, go ahead, Sushi. Go ahead and do yours.
No.
Sorry. Hold on. Well, sorry.
What happened?
Just go ahead and do yours, Sushi. Sorry, mine. Because there was all these other things. So yeah.
Oh no.
I'll get it up.
Okay. Well, we're doing Sushi's now.
Do either of you want to read the butter one, or because if either of you want to read the butter one, I'll leave that to you because I have another option.
Okay, actually, you know what? I got mine. Sorry.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Okay, we got it.
All right, so the problem was I originally found this on my phone, then I sent it on here, and it had.
It condensed.
It condensed.
Okay.
So.
All right. We're ready.
Here we go. I, 56 male, was looking forward to a quiet and peaceful life with my wife, 55 female, when the last of my children left home, but now 2 of my children, 30 female and 28 male, their partners, and 5 of my grandchildren all live with us, and my wife won't hear a word about making them move out. Okay, Whew. So before I even read this, I have thoughts. I'm not going to state them just yet, purely because I know similar situations to this. So I'm really curious how this is gonna go. But
yeah.
All right, so here we go.
Sometimes the titles don't exactly match.
You never quite know. Sorry if this is poorly written, as I've never used Reddit before. I was discussing the situation with my son, not the one who lives with me, and he suggested making the post. I have always been an introverted man. My ideal night is a quiet one in front of the TV with my wife. I loved raising my 3 kids and was sad to see them go when they left, but was also happy that they was living their own lives, and my eldest, 32 male, is living a successful life with his wife and their children. But my daughter quickly lost her job and couldn't find a new one and relied on her husband's, 31 male, wages, but had 3 children, 6 female, 5 male, and 3 female. Despite not being financially viable, they fell behind on rent and couldn't support themselves, so they all moved in with my wife and I. Then my other son and his wife, 26 female, had 2 children. 4 male and 1 female. These are very young children too.
Are.
These are very, very young.
All of them are under 6.
Yeah.
Hey.
And they had a lot of financially bad decisions, including buying an expensive car from an unreliable person. It turns out that the car was stolen and it was taken by the authorities, and my son lost a lot of the money on it. They too couldn't keep up with bills and looking after their children, so they moved in with us. My wife welcomed them with open arms. My wife enjoys the quiet life like me, but she's also more of an extrovert, and she loves having the kids and grandkids around. But this is a nightmare. I thought my days of being a parent and running after kids was over, but it feels like I am doing it now more than ever. I shouldn't have put up with this at my age. I have done my job as a parent, and I shouldn't have to do it again. I get no peace at all. I can't read a book for 5 minutes without being interrupted by a screaming child. It's horrible having 11 people crammed into one house. Granted, it's a big house, but still. Even going to toilet is such a pain because I always have to wait for multiple of my family members to go first. What's really annoying is that everyone seems very happy with this arrangement. I know they're all looking for jobs, but I don't particularly see them putting in maximum effort to find somewhere else to stay. I'm really reaching at the end of my tether, and when I tried to talk to my wife about it, she was appalled with me, saying that you don't stop being a parent once your kids move out, and I should help them in their time of need. I sort of feel like she is right, but at the same time, I just can't stand this anymore. What do I do? TLDR, my grown kids, their partners, their children have all moved in with me and my wife, ruining my quiet, ideal life. So,
Okay.
There's obviously a lot to unpack here. This is while like it's not like a dark story. I think it's a very relatable story, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
I for one don't think there is anything wrong. I'm just gonna put it on the table. I don't think there's anything wrong if you are in your 30s, if you're in your 20s, and something happens and you have to move with your parents. That's the world we live in right now.
Unfortunately,
that is that, and it's not like I'm not saying that like you should take advantage of that, but like there are a lot of people who get embarrassed about their living situations. But I mean, it is hard right now. I mean, especially this year, but like it is very hard right now when everything costs so much and everything is just out, like, people are making less money. Like rent is constantly going up. It's insane how bad it is. And it's not the same as, the 80s where it's like, oh, I got this cool fucking 3-bedroom place and I'm paying $300. You know, like that shit don't exist anymore anywhere in this country anyway. So it is very hard. So I do empathize with them with the kids in this regard for their situation. But I also empathize with this man because he's right. Like, you know, you hit a certain point in your life where you want to be able to like live your life too. Like, just because you have kids doesn't mean your life should end, you know, like, and people say like, oh, you know, like once they turn 18 or whatever and they go to college or they move out or whatever, but like, and the mom is also right. Like, you don't stop being a parent just because of, you know, your age, but at the same time, everybody deserves to have a life. And if you are a 56-year-old man and you put in your time and you raise these kids and you love these kids and you're still there for them, like, I think he's entitled to being upset. Like, you know, you want to just live your life, and especially if you're an introvert, 11 people is a lot. And, you know, like, and that's a mental drain to just constantly. If you don't have a safe haven, you don't have an away spot, and if you have 11 people in your house, there's probably not anywhere you want to be.
Literally,
where can you be besides your bedroom? And then you get, you know, like, and so you know, like the reason I said like I had thoughts on this is because like I kind of saw a similar thing with like my parents. Like specifically, like, you know, there was a time like I moved back in temporarily, and it was nothing like this, but it was like for a couple of months. My siblings have moved back in a little bit. My sister's actually the only one who hasn't, but like my parents, they've always had somebody living with them, whether it was like us, and now that it's not the kids, it's like their parents, you know, like now they hit that point in their life where, oh, they didn't get the break of, you know, having kids living with them because now they have this. And, you know, I get that, like, I know that, like, you know, that they love their family, they love helping them, but there's going to be that party where it's like, damn, they can't just do what they want to do. You know, they have to adhere to the fact that now there's these people living here too. That's also a lot of mouths to feed. Mm-hmm. Suddenly, like, who budgets for 11 people? Like,
that's also a lot of children under the age of 6. That's 5 kids all under the age of 6.
Yeah. And so like, to deal with all of these people, and like, I don't think he's any way wrong in his feelings at all. Like, I don't know how he's handling it. If he starts throwing a big tantrum and making it verbally known to everybody that he's a fucking grump about it, that's a whole different story. But like, I don't think he's wrong here at all. Like, to feel these feelings, and, you know, like, I don't know, like, he said something about, you know, his daughter, like, they just kept having kids when it wasn't financially viable. I do know people who do that too. They just get like, it's like a kid addiction. They just like, there's always that, everyone knows that person who just keeps having kids. You're like, how are you doing this? So, you know, that's my thoughts on it. You know, just because I have seen it, you know, like, I've seen it with people I know and similar situations. So I do empathize with this man and his feelings on it, because that's a lot to deal with. I mean, what do you guys think? Like, what are your thoughts?
If they, in my opinion, if they are just like not really taking the house hunt and the job hunt seriously, and they're kind of abusing the situation, then yes, they're the assholes. Because they're just abusing the situation. They're abusing the kindness, and like, they might need it worse one day, and then they're not going to have that option because he's going to say no thanks. If he's just a little grumpy and like everyone's just cramping his style, and there is a legitimate like need, and really there's a problem, and they're trying to work through, and they're doing the best they can, then I think he needs to just like lighten up a little bit and just help and truly want to do it, or like, don't do it at all. Like, truly want to help people, be there for them. Shit sucks sometimes, you know. And it's not fun for anyone.
I'm trying to like rescan back through it. I guess I'm also not sure like how long has this been going on for. I think that's a big thing true. Too. Like, now if it's been a couple of months, you got to cut him some slack, dude, because this is, you know,
to not just find a job, but you have to save up the money to move, pack everyone up. Like, all that costs money. That's like 10 grand right there.
And I also want to preface this by, this was 21 days ago, meaning this is also prime
quarantine.
This is prime quarantine too. You know, that's another big thing.
No one's going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So like, this is a thing like right now. I mean, yeah, I get it, dude. It sucks, but like,
So, obviously, you know, I know things are really hard, especially right now, and people do have to move back home because, like you said, AJ, everything's expensive. Rent keeps going up, but wages aren't. People get on hard times, and it's becoming very hard to get back on your feet. And people do have to move home, and I understand that, and I don't think there's any shame in that. They opened their home back up and tried, you know, to help both of their children and their grandkids, right? But as an introvert, I understand this poor man's plea because
absolutely
I can't live with roommates. I can't.
Yeah.
Like one person fucking max. I can live with one person max. For me, going to conventions and rooming up with a bunch of people, I've done it a couple times. I cannot do it. I have to have that time away from literally everything.
Sure, there's nothing wrong with that.
And there's nothing wrong with him asking for just that little bit of time. And I can imagine with an entire house full of 11 people, there's literally nowhere he can go except possibly maybe his own bedroom. And in that point, he's just held
hostage.
He's in quarantine, and then he's in extra quarantine in his own bedroom.
And that's a big thing too. People don't like, a lot of people who don't have introverted like feelings, or they themselves are not introverted, or they don't know much about introverted.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just like, oh, I don't like people. That's not what being an introvert is. You know, it's literally like it's a drain. Like you being around people drains you, and when you're not around people, you start getting a little bit more energized again, and then you expend it when you get drained.
Exactly.
You know, it's literally just the opposite of an extrovert. Like extroverts, they feed off the energy of everybody else, and then when they're alone, they kind of go down a little bit. It's just the opposite of that, and like it is a drain if you have nowhere to go, no place to call your own. Like Sam said, like with like going to conventions and stuff like that. Like going like you go to a convention, you go to like a bar or whatever. I'm good to just go back to a hotel room and just watch something and veg out away from a million people. You know, like you spend a whole day walking around a convention floor or whatever, and then like, okay, I'm done for now. Like I don't want to see people. I don't want to interact with people. And it's not that I'm hating them, which don't talk to me, by the way. Wear a mask, but always come back to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that's just how it is. Like, you know, everybody's got like a limit. So I do empathize with this guy. That's a tough situation.
I wonder if there's any way that like he can possibly, because obviously if he feels like everyone else is happy in the situation, which, I mean, if he hasn't talked to him, he really doesn't know if the other kids, or, you know, maybe not the children, maybe the children don't care,
but
but
the children
might not also be okay with the fact. I mean, there's no way, right? Like, there's no way that these people are okay with that. I don't know. I didn't grow up in a big family, you know, so I don't know. To me, that just seems so outlandish that everybody's okay with 11 people being in this house and everybody sharing this bathroom. So, like, for me, I would say, like, I understand his wife, grandma, she's excited about the grandkids being there all the time. She's an extrovert. Obviously, she's having a fucking blast. But at the same time, that's your wife. You've been married to her for a very long time, and you need to tell her, look, can y'all, like, maybe, I don't know, just stay out of this one room, and then maybe I can do, like, just, like, for, like, 2 hours a day or something, so that I can have, you know, because that also isn't fair to dad. That isn't fair to grandpa. Like, he needs to have, you know, his quiet time so that he can, because he's just going to continue to just be riddled with anxiety and stress, and he's going to turn into a grump. He really is, and he's going to start taking it out on people
and get resentful.
Yeah, and that, you know, I mean, I grew up in a house of 6, and that was already too much. Like, you know, like my house was 6 people. And
me too. Actually.
Yeah, so like, you know, and it was like, so for most of my childhood, I shared a room with my stepbrother, you know, and that alone, like, that sucked, you know? Like, you hit a point, like, even as a kid, like, sharing a room with somebody, like, if you don't have it, like, I remember being, like, 9 years old and, like, man, sure would be nice to be able to go and play games or whatever and not be bothered by my stepbrother, you know? Like, so kids, they do get that feeling, you know? Like, they might be having fun because they're kids and like everything's fun at that age or whatever, but like they're gonna get those feelings or they're gonna have those feelings. And especially now, everything that we read, if it's a recent thing, is doubled because these are kids that if these people are obeying quarantine or whatever, these kids aren't going outside, you know, they're not like, so again, it's like even more so. So there's a lot of things in this. I do know that, I also know that like with his direct kids, I do know that also it is very hard to get a job right now because look at everything's closed, everything's shut down. So
world around us.
Yeah. So to me, all I can really say on it is I empathize 100% with this man. I get it. That is a rough situation, but I don't think he's wrong in his feelings. You know, I think he's entitled to that. So that was my.
He just wanted to vent.
Yeah. I think that's a big thing. Sometimes venting like that does just help too. Like,
yeah.
So.
Yeah, like he's not gonna kick them out, but like also he's not super excited about it.
Yeah.
Since I had that whole like kerfuffle with not being able to get this up and then telling you to do it and then fucking suddenly I got it up again. So Sushi, why don't you go ahead and take us to the next one since you were already like preparing it and then I cut you back off to read mine.
We're on relationships now?
Yeah.
We're on relationships, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I feel bad for Grandpa.
Okay, the butter one or a different one?
Oh, God.
I'm excited for the butter one. I don't know what that means. But
I don't know what it means either.
You tell me a story about butter.
Okay, I figured. Okay, I didn't read it, but I just love the headline.
Okay, I'm good.
So
we're all experiencing the butter together.
Oh, God. All right. So we'll see what comes out of my mouth right now. My 24 female boyfriend, 30 male. First of all, I don't like that age difference, but okay. I don't like that. I don't like that. Keeps disappearing into the bathroom for an hour or more with a stick of butter. And the butter is gone when he finally comes out.
I remember seeing this highlight. Yeah, go for it. I'm ready. Okay.
I'm upset about how long it is, but here we go. I've been dating my boyfriend for 2 years and we finally moved in together. Ever since we moved in, I've seen a new side of him. It's a very odd issue and I can't wrap my head around what to do. Some people have accused this of being fake, but I swear this is a real situation I'm dealing with. I don't know what else to say, but I know it's bizarre. At first, I started to notice butter was disappearing quickly. I assumed maybe I lost... Shut up, AJ! Shut up! I assumed maybe I lost track of how much we had, or maybe he was cooking when I wasn't around. I don't know. But one night, a few weeks ago, I saw him try to stealthily take a stick of butter from the fridge, which I pretended not to notice, and he took the butter with him into the baño. Now, that means bathroom in Spanish. Now, I noticed my boyfriend spending an hour or more of time in the bathroom since we moved in, but I never saw him take the butter. But I've never seen him take the butter before. I was so confused. When he came out of the bathroom about an hour later, I saw no sign of butter, but I also saw he did not put the butter back in the fridge. It was gone. I tried to subtly keep an eye on him over a week. He did this 3 separate times, and each time a stick of butter disappeared. Finally, I said one day, "Where'd all our butter go? Hardly used any this week and it's gone." He pretended to not know and said maybe we had forgotten to buy it. I said, no, we had 4 sticks before and now they're gone. He just acted, you guys are dying, I love it. He just acted like it was a mystery and said, guess we should order some more groceries. But now I was getting very confused. So I ordered groceries and I made a point of saying, good to finally have 4 sticks of butter. This should last us quite a while. He made no comment. On the first 2 days, whenever I used a small amount of butter, I would remark about how much butter we had left.
Oh, God.
I just want to know where the butter's going. I think we all know where the butter's going.
I've got ideas, but I digress.
You never know. These stories take you on wild adventures.
To be surprised. This butter thief.
My boyfriend, the butter bandit.
I'm gonna butter your bread. Finally, one day I saw him do it again. He took a stick of butter into the bathroom, was gone for an hour or so, and came back with no butter. I couldn't believe it. So when I made dinner, I acted shocked that 1 stick of butter was gone. He said maybe we only had 3.
Oh my God.
But he knew I know he's lying. Ugh. But he knew I'd been making a point of it. The very next day, another stick of butter gone. I listened at the bathroom door and heard sink water running. I thought I heard moaning noises. I was so confused. I should have proofread this. Finally.
I'm glad you didn't, because I'm glad we're all experiencing it once.
Oh my God. I'm regretting this. Okay.
Okay.
We're here together. Just pretend to hold my hand. Okay. Finally, this time, when he came out, I said, I know he's been taking butter into the bathroom. He got... I can't even do this. He got all flustered and said, I must be mistaken. But I said I'd literally seen him take butter into the bathroom and come out without it. And that I know he's been lying to me about the quantity of butter in the fridge. He then started apologizing for misleading, but said, let's not talk about it. And when he saw I was getting mad, he said, what if I just order my own separate private butter?
Private butter.
Private butter. I was like, okay, but what are you doing with the butter? He asked me to promise him to never ask about his butter activities again and to just put it behind us. He said, just look the other way on this thing. And stressed, it's not a big deal at the end of the day. And I was like, okay, I guess. But I've been so confused and even disturbed about it. Like, what is he doing with the butter? Why is he lying about it? Why won't he tell me? I don't even think he's eating it because it's not an overweight guy. And I feel like if somebody ate that much butter, they'd become hefty. But he shows no signs of it. I'm just like, who is this guy? Am I overreacting? It's just so odd. I see him in a different light and I'm not sure what to do. Should I just ignore it? TLDR, my boyfriend disappears with sticks of butter into the bathroom. The butter is gone when he comes out. Won't explain what he does. I hate it here.
So I think we definitely need to name this episode My Own Private Butter.
That or My Boyfriend, the Butter Bandit.
My Boyfriend, the Butter Bandit?
That would be my suggestion.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
I'm
good with that.
I would like to know, he's going into the bathroom with a stick of butter. Where's the butter paper? Like, is it in the trash can? Like, can she find
the wrapper?
it?
Where is the wrapper?
Where's the wrapper? Where's the butter wrapper? Okay. So, do you think that this guy has like a butter Danny DeVito hiding in the shrine, hiding in the bathroom?
Okay, so I need to know, okay.
What are you doing with the butter?
What are you doing with the butter?
What are you doing with my butter? Why are we going through so much butter? Why am I having to say out loud so many times and let you and make you acknowledge the fact that I know you taking the butter and you lied about that butter? I marked on here how much butter I used, and I'm very upset. Where's my butter going? What if she bought a new brand of butter? Would he still use the same brand? Is he loyal? Is
it salted butter or is it unsalted butter?
Is it really margarine?
Yeah.
Gold.
Is it really margarine?
Is he out there?
What fucking difference does it make?
Get this man his own private tub of country crock, and you tell him
this is like the peanut butter story all over again,
right? Okay, so I think what we're all thinking, what he's doing with this butter, right?
I don't know. I have
my only idea.
There's no answer.
My only idea is that he's got to be absorbing it, right? Like if he's not eating it, he's taking it. He's doing something with it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Okay.
But is that a thing people do? Because if it is, that's news to me, and I got a lot of Googling.
Is this one of these things where he's rubbing it in his hair because he thinks butter makes it more shiny? Does it take a while to get the butter out of his hair?
She would be talking about how much his hair smells like butter.
Okay, this man is either fucking that butter or shoving that butter in his asshole.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what he's doing.
She needs to.
He's definitely shoving it in his asshole.
He's definitely 100%. But butter melts. You can't shove a stick of butter up that hard.
That's just it. It melts and then you're done. It's in you. It's absorbed.
Can we just all agree to stop using condiments as lube? Can we just get on the same page with that? Use lube as lube. get a good water-based something. Leave the butter to this.
The fact that he told her, just look away from this. Just don't ask about my private butter moment. It's not gonna make me look away. I am gonna want to know what the fuck is going. You know what?
You share a bed with me. I want to know if you're gonna have some butt leakage of butter butt leakage. I need to know.
Is this grease gonna come out your butthole?
Yeah.
In the middle of the night? I need to know these fucking things. I am done with this shit. What are you doing with that fucking butter? What are you doing with that butter? I mean, I'm angry for this woman. What are you doing with the fucking butter?
I don't think he's using it quite like lube. I think he's maybe using it,
as like a pegging situation.
Yeah, a pegging situation. But it's kind of like the murder mystery of like somebody gets stabbed with an icicle, right? You have no proof. It's gone.
Right.
He uses.
Right.
It's his icicle pegging.
Except that no one's out there counting the icicles. She's got to count her butter every night.
And
she got to count her butter. I can't believe I'm so stressed out about counting some fucking butter.
I want to know.
And some habit too. I'd be like, sir, we are going to the store. We're gonna buy you something. I am not shaming you. Do whatever you need to do, but you're gonna stop using this expensive ass fucking butter.
Stop using my fucking butter. Stop fucking my butter.
That can't be healthy, right?
No, it can't.
Because in the same way that like, I mean, eating butter is going to like make you gain weight, wouldn't you still like it's still getting absorbed into your system?
It's the same thing as these people with their coffee enemas.
Yeah, it's like
that
the coffee enemas, or like the people who do like the what is it, like with alcohol, like they bypass. Like it's still getting in your body, so it's still not healthy. Like
right.
Our body was not designed to absorb butter in the asshole. Like that's not like when you're doing that, you are altering.
That attitude, AJ.
This man is altering his own evolutionary path because his body is going. Is this normal?
God. It's Darwinism.
Yeah, and now like he's gonna have some kids later on, and they're gonna have a weird craving when they're older.
Butter shaped heads.
Yeah, like they're gonna be 20 years old, going, why do I want to stick a butter up my ass? And it's gonna be because this man. He started something. He put us on this weird evolutionary path that the human body was not ready for. And I'm not ready for this.
We're going so far left.
All right.
Okay.
So my advice to her is to buy a new brand and see if he's still like.
Is he brand loyal?
Yeah. Is he still stealing the butter after I stopped buying the butter? Like.
I have a question. Is he fucking the butter or is the butter fucking him?
That's the question. That is the question.
And if it's neither of those, what the fuck is happening with the goddamn butter?
And I want to know what future lies for the two of these, because in the sense that like, okay, say they go about getting his own private selection, right? His own private butter. Now imagine inviting your friends over and like you invite him over for dinner or whatever, and your friend's like, he goes to the fridge. Is he going to be like, oh, no, not that butter? And then they're going to have another whole conversation. That's my butter. Are you going to have that's Jeff's butter. Don't use that one. And then you have a whole conversation with your friends about like, oh yeah, well, he's got his own private butter. Why? Well.
Don't touch that butter. Leave that butter alone.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What is he doing with the butter? What is going on in there?
Butterman, hit us up. Find us.
Need to know, Butterman. I'm not judging you. I just need to know. I'm curious.
Butter Bandit. Boyfriend Butter Bandit, hit us up. Send us an email.
Butter Bandit.
I'm so
Wouldn't
upset.
you rather your girlfriend like work that together? I don't understand. Why does it have to be a secret?
I don't know, but
it's the secret part that's like, why are you doing
assholes. That? He's just buttering assholes.
All right.
Do you know how expensive butter is?
That's what I'm saying.
Pissed.
Butter is so expensive. Just go to the store and get something for that, and then it's reusable. And be an adult about it. We're adults here. Stop fucking butter. Stop being fucking weird. Don't fuck butter.
Either stop fucking butter, or at least have that conversation with your girlfriend and let her know that you're doing it. Like at least be open and honest about like, listen, I got this weird addiction. Like, all right,
I gotta
live with you here.
I just got this thing where I gotta shove butter in my asshole every 3 days. Like
I get a little dry, and if I don't, like, maybe it's a medical thing. Maybe he blew out his O-ring or something, and this soothes it. I don't know. Okay, moving on.
O-ring?
Oh my God. Is it like salted butter or unsalted butter?
That's what I'm saying. If it's salted, isn't it going to hurt more? Like,
Yeah, it's gritty, right? Yikes.
Okay.
Is he exfoliating his asshole?
Oh my God, what if he is exfoliating his asshole? Maybe it's like like he doesn't want to put like, like a sea salt scrub around there.
Yeah.
So he wants to like.
This is definitely in league with coffee enemas, though. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Maybe he's using it as like a shaving cream. I don't know.
All right, Sam, what's your relationships? Hit us up. What we got?
Mine's not any better.
Why would it be?
My boyfriend keeps using my stuffed animals as a jizz rag.
What?
When I was 6, my aunt made me a stuffed animal that looked like me at the time.
I'm upset. I'm really upset now.
20 years later, I still have it, and my boyfriend, 28 male, thinks it's weird. Yesterday, I noticed it wasn't on the shelf where it normally is. I found it on my boyfriend's side of the bed with a bunch of stains on the face. I realized that he had used it as a rag while masturbating. I was pissed that he would do that to one of my most prized possessions. When he got home, I scolded him about it, and he says that I wasn't doing anything with it and that it was just sitting on the shelf, so he didn't think I would mind. I feel extremely mad that he did this, and I'm unsure what to do about it. What should I do?
I hate this post.
Can we go back to the butter?
I think this guy and the butter guy need to meet up.
So, okay. First of all, fuck this guy, because like if you can't like understand that, like, somebody made something for you as a child and it's like a child heirloom, it's like a possession that you have since your childhood. Oh, you weren't doing anything with it? Fuck, so what? It wasn't yours to fucking jizz on.
Right.
Like,
it's not yours.
These are conversations that you don't think you should need to have.
These aren't, yeah.
It's like telling a child, hey, don't put your finger in your asshole and then shove it in your eye. You're going to get pink eye. You don't think that you have to tell people these fucking things.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I had to tell my boyfriend not to jizz on my stuffed animal from when I was a kid.
Right?
That
Like,
looks like me
and
as
that's
a child.
even creepier. That's the creepier part, is that okay, so also she said animals, so it makes it sound like he's done, like, from the title. The title makes it sound like he might have been doing this to other things now too, like, and maybe that's just the one she wanted to choose to highlight. But like, dude, get yourself a fucking paper towel or a rag or whatever. Like, what are you doing?
Does he have like a compulsion? What is going on?
Guys, can you literally for like 10 minutes stop fucking butter and plushies? Can y'all stop?
Yeah, can
y'all fucking
Can we just
stop?
not jizz on inanimate objects that don't belong to you?
That
and
don't
maybe,
belong to you. Buy your own fucking butter.
and then maybe not stick the Kerrygold in your asshole. Like, I don't know. I'm not asking for a lot here.
The only advice I could give this girl is that 100% leave this dude, because come on, like, because not only is that weird, not only is that really weird and creepy, but like, you brought it up and he was like non-apologetic about it, like that's all right. Like, just relationship shit aside, like, how are you gonna be so non-apologetic about the fact that you literally ruined something from my childhood and you didn't give a shit? That's
traumatic by itself.
Yeah, there was no like empathy on his regard. He's like, you weren't using it. Well, that's because I don't fucking jizz on my own. What are you doing? Like, that's not what it's used for. It's used.
It was sitting on the shelf and I wasn't using it. What do you want me to use it for? What am I supposed to do with this? I'm not gonna throw that away. Like, that's a meaningful possession.
Yeah.
Right.
Holy shit.
Do we
just
have
like his Funko collection? Like, go jizz on that.
Exactly, right?
Yeah. So she did have an update. Thanks so much for all the advice you guys gave me. I ended up taking the plushie to the dry cleaners and made my ex pay for it. Since it was considered a biohazard, he had to pay extra and was very mad he had to pay for it. I packed my bags and left earlier this morning and blocked his number. I would have done the same thing. Oh,
absolutely. It's like crossing boundaries and the no empathy. Like, yuck. Gross. Like, that there's more problems there, that was just a red flag.
Oh god, so looks like
Oh God, should I read that?
Yeah. I mean, we're a mature podcast here, so I mean,
all right. So
some comments.
some of the comments were, does he want to come in your face, but you won't let him? Edit. I didn't mean to come off like OP is to blame. Just trying to find his motivation. He seems to be motivated by being a selfish prick. She replied, I let him, even though I absolutely hate it. And they replied, that's his thing. He wasn't using your doll to clean up. He used it to get off. He did this knowing that the real you absolutely hates it and that you love your homemade doll. And I am sorry.
That is fucking disgusting. Like,
wow.
That is like.
But not only that, but he's literally sidestepping the whole thing.
Yeah.
He's literally not apologizing or anything. He's upset that she was upset and then made him pay for it. Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
This quote, I'm going to read this quote. Someone just quoted, I took a dump inside your car because someone was in the bathroom. You weren't driving it, so I figured you wouldn't mind.
That would be absolutely insane. That would be absolutely insane. Don't use other people's belongings as a jizz rag. Don't do it. Use your own fucking shit. Fuck up your own shit. Use your own butter.
Use your own butter. Get your own private butter.
Get your own fucking butter. Stop using my butter.
God, private butter.
Yeah, so kudos to this girl for leaving this dude, because that's insane. That's insane. That is insane. Unapologetic, creepy as fuck. I still laughed at the story because it's just ridiculous.
No boundaries. Have absolutely no boundaries.
No boundaries.
Yep.
No boundaries.
My question is, what was he going to do with it? Was he going to just put it back on the shelf
and hope she didn't notice?
And hope she didn't notice it?
Clearly
was
not.
he going to wash it? Was he going to throw it away?
On the bed,
yeah. No, he just left it there.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to do anything with it. He was just going to fucking leave it.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Yeah, he already did do nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah, what a piece of shit. Like,
oh my God.
I still want to know about that butter,
episode.
What an episode.
I do want to know more about.
I'm gonna be thinking about that butter for a while.
What are you doing with the butter? What are you doing? Where's the butter going?
Hopefully next week there's an update. I'll keep an eye on.
Oh my God, keep an eye on. Yes.
I need to know what he's doing with that butter.
That is too much. We all need to know. So
we need to know what's going on with the butter. Is there like a butter strap on? Like, what's happening here?
Does he whittle
it? Does he go in the bathroom and whittle it? Does he have like a butter knife?
Oh my God. Is that why it takes an hour? Butter does stay a little bit hard, when you first take it out of the refrigerator, right? But it would take forever to melt. So maybe that's why it takes a fucking hour.
You're not supposed to put butter in the refrigerator, apparently. But I had to keep it in there. But I couldn't, apparently you're not supposed to. It's supposed to keep it just covered up, out.
No, fuck y'all. I'm putting my butter in the refrigerator.
I do the same thing. I'm not going to
Screw that. Butter's in the fridge. We're not animals, okay?
Yeah.
We have electricity, okay? We're gonna put the butter in the fridge.
We're gonna put the butter in the fridge. We're not animals here.
Yeah, we put the butter in the fridge, not the butthole.
Not our buttholes. I do not store my butter in my butthole.
I've never wanted to put butter in my butthole. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, that's just me, call me crazy, call me lame, maybe call me unsophisticated, but I personally
call me a prude.
Yeah, call me a prude, but I've never wanted to put butter in my butthole. What an episode. That was a wild ride.
Boy.
Well, congratulations. We've made it a fucking month. This is 4 episodes. That's one solid month, or 4 weeks, but we're gonna say a month because for 4 weeks in a month,
yay!
We're ignoring those other longer months.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have done it. Thank you guys again for listening. If you are whatever you're listening to us on, if it's iTunes or Spotify or YouTube, do the whole leave us a comment thing. Hit a like, do whatever. Leave us thoughts. We want to know what you guys think.
Please explain what he's doing with the butter.
Yeah, leave us what you guys think. What do you think he's doing with the butter? Write to us.
What do you think?
If you have anything you want us, if you have Am I the Assholes personal stuff like your relationship things that you want, not like personal stuff. You guys know what I mean. If you have stories that you want to share with us, send it to our email. everyonesucksherepodcast@gmail.com. You guys can follow the Twitter. It's ESH Podcast. On Twitter, it's pretty easy to find. Everywhere else, we are Everyone Sucks Here with Sam, Sushi, and AJ. So it's not hard to find. We are on multiple platforms. Me personally, my name is AJ, and my Twitter is it's simply AJ at it's simply AJ. You can find me on there posting usually bullshit or pictures of my dog. I don't know. So if you guys want to plug anything,
Yeah, I'm pretty much just a shit poster. So if you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Sam Without a Plan. Also on Instagram and on Twitch, streaming still doing that stream thing.
Am I a shit poster? I don't know what I post, but I am on Twitter. Sushi Monster, IE, one word. I'm also on Twitch. I stream pretty often, but there is no schedule, so you just got to catch me while I'm there.
And if you follow her Twitter, you'll know when she's live.
Exactly.
Exactly.
It's a 1-for-1, And if you follow our Twitter, you'll know when we post these, which is every Wednesday. So, follow 4. You got 4 Twitters to go follow. All right, so just get on it. Stop. What are you doing?
Just get on Twitter. It's a free app, and sometimes I wonder why it's so free.
All right. So, but if you guys got anything to send, leave us comments, leave us emails. We'll read them. We'll leave your what you think is on the butter. What this man is doing.
What's on the butter?
What's on the butter? Or if you think there's anything on the butter, tell us that. Tell us what you think this man's doing with his butter.
She needs to check her other condiments now.
She does.
Oh God, I didn't even think of that. Rude.
She's gonna start. She's gonna start marking the levels on the bottles like the ketchup.
This one's looking a little short today.
Who's using all the ketchup?
God, imagine
we have a new jar of jelly. Where to go?
He's branching out. He is. Every condiment is contaminated. This
man's going to end up...
Get him his own personal private condiment fridge.
This man is going to end up in the emergency room with a bunch of shit in his butthole. There's a bunch of it.
That's the update that he lubed up a light bulb and just, right up there.
Remember when we started this and I made up some shit about somebody putting butter in a light bulb and thinking that shine
God, you did.
Yeah, you're right.
It's that guy.
It's that guy. That's the guy.
He's back.
He's that guy. He's putting on the light bulbs. So.
Oh God.
He's haunting us.
But that being said, guys, thank you so much for listening. Remember, Black Lives Matter. Wear a fucking mask. Stay 6 feet apart. Be fucking healthy. Good luck with all this bullshit. Hopefully you're laughing at our shit because we're laughing at it. We did it. Episode 4. Come catch us next week for episode 5, and we'll maybe have an update to the butter guy. Thanks again, guys. And, goodbye forever.